hard to believe it even when I say it now that I've known Eddie now for 14 years. First met him when I was putting together this idea of a band as a bit on the radio, and didn't really know what to do. Had no clue. Had never been in a band. And a guy at the radio station said, "Look, if you're looking for a place to rehearse, there's a guy who has a rehearsal facility. It's called the Playroom." And I called Eddie and booked a room and went down. And that's where we kind of had our first rehearsal with these guys, that none of whom would eventually end up in the band Charity Case. But that's where I met Eddie, and we started talking about a variety of things, and the whole concept and idea. And he expressed an interest in it, and we've known each other ever since. Like I said, it's been 14 years.
How did I meet Eddie? Let's see, we met through Charity Case, obviously, and it was, I didn't meet him at the audition, but the audition was at Playroom. And he was here working, so I really guess didn't meet him till the next practice, and that was probably, gosh, 2001. I mean, we've been doing this so long, it's kind of hard to remember when we started. So yeah, gosh, over 13 years.
Charity Case show about 6 years ago. I was actually shooting photos at a show, and I've known Ace for about 6 or 7 years, working with at CBS Radio at KISS, and I had to get some pictures off to them, and he had given me Eddie's email address, so I shot the photos to him. At that point, Eddie liked how I shot photos for him, and from that point we just kind of became really good friends. A lot of email conversation back and forth. Next thing I know, I was part of the Charity Case family, and became a roadie for him. I guess I'm their exclusive photographer, I guess, as Eddie would say it. Come to find out, he lives in the same community I live in. We're actually neighbors. When Eddie goes out of town, I'm his dog sitter, his house sitter. We have football Sundays together at the house. I consider him one of my best friends.
I met Eddie in 2002, I believe. I was in a band here at the Playroom, and we were rehearsing, and he approached me one night after rehearsal and offered me a chance to sit in and play bass guitar with Charity Case. And I did, and a few months later, I had the opportunity to actually join Charity Case, and that's how I met Eddie. And yeah, it's been a wonderful experience.
I met Eddie probably about 20 years ago, and I met him through a sort of circuitous path. I had a young cousin who worked for Sony Music, and Eddie had actually asked my cousin Ross to do some work for him, and he was converting some reel-to-reel tapes to ADAT at the time. Ross, my cousin, also knew that I was in a band and we were looking for a place to rehearse. And after he met Eddie, he kind of put us together. And the rest, as they say, is sort of history. So we started renting a room from Eddie, and next thing I know, Eddie and I are actually playing in bands together.